The last thing we've got the this was kind of big. Should be at least. So we've got Blue Beetle. This is gonna be, I think, the third out of four films that we're gonna get before the James Gunn movie universe kicks in for DC. So I think after this we got Aquaman, and this one's pretty much brand new for the film, DC film universe, just film in general, man. We haven't seen this character. He may have popped up, I think, in some of the animated ones, if I'm correct, or maybe not. But this film was directed by Angel Manuel Soto. In this film, Jaime Reyes suddenly finds himself in possession of an ancient relic of alien biotechnology called the Scarab. When the Scarab chooses Jaime to be its symbiotic host, he's bestowed with an incredible suit of armor that's capable of extraordinary and unpredictable powers, forever changing his destiny as he becomes the superhero Blue Beetle. And it stars, I'm not sure how you say this, Zolo Marijuana, Bruna Marquezine. So Zolo plays Blue Beetle. You've probably seen him from the Karate Kid.
Jaime Reyes.
Yeah. We've also got George Lopez in this, Melissa Escobedo, and Raul Trujillo. And we also got Susan Sarandon also in here. And I believe those are our mains, So for this film, man, I think this thing was okay to me. Like right now, DC has a really low bar of expectations and output, these last few films. So I think it stands above that, in a lot of ways. It's actually, I thought the characters, the cast, and all that, I thought that was great. I even like the suit, man. I like that. I even like the action scenes, man. You know what I'm saying? But for me, the problem with this film is I don't know if I'm having a personal fatigue or I've seen too much of this. There's so much of this stuff that is paint by the numbers and run of the mill, or things we've seen in other films, especially, kind of getting over that. I don't know what this suit can do at all. It's taking me all over the place. Like I've seen that so many times with the superhero stuff. Also, the big corporate entity that's technically the bad guy. I get it, but you got to kind of reskin that a little bit, mix it up. You know what I'm saying? Because we've also seen that a million times. So there's a lot of things in here that I feel like make this film underperform. I don't think it's a bad film at all. I think it's right on the level. If I'm going out for a time of entertainment, I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't kill me to watch it, but at the same time, I wasn't blown away by anything. It's good. It's good enough where I honestly do want to see this character continue into the future DC universe and see this character interact with other characters, because he's done good enough. Like it's that good and that compelling of a character that I want to see him go forth, man. If anything's going to survive this last wave of stuff, like I definitely want Blue Beetle to enter to the James Gunn realm, But yeah, so that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I really thought this was a good establishing film. Like you said, it covered a lot of explored territory, but at the same time, it wasn't like how the Batman was, to where it was a repeat of every Batman story that I've ever seen, in one film, without like the supernatural things, Batman supernatural things. Don't get me, I got myself started on it, but overall, I think this is a good setup for a character that I wouldn't mind seeing in the James Gunn universe. I mean, rebooted DCEU, I guess DCEU. I just hate to where it's sandwiched between Shazam and what we might be getting with Aquaman. Because I'm real leery about anything that I've been hearing about Aquaman, especially how Shazam Fury of the Gods performed. I feel like this film would have done a lot better if it came out right after the Batman. Just because the expectations were so lowered for after Black Adam and Shazam 2. Like if you wrote, because the Batman
say what you want to say about it, but that thing was a commercial success, and a lot of people liked it. A lot of people went and saw that. So if you would have came this right after that and rode that momentum, then I think this film would have done a lot better than what it's doing now at the box office.
I agree with you with the Batman. Batman is like one of my favorite characters, but at the same time, there's a lot of retreaded story that happens in the Batman. I'm a comic book fan, and between DC and Marvel, I've always just been, just in between. Really, any kind of comic book property, it's a good chance I'm gonna watch the film unless it's something like Venom, to where I don't really care about it at all, just because it's not in the MCU and Peter Parker's not involved. But like this film, if it would have, like you said, would have came out right after the Batman, or if they would have held out on it until after Superman Legacy came out, even if they would have had to held on it for that long, I think it would.
They talking 2025 for that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a little. Well, I'll put it like this, Corey. What really ruins a lot of stuff having to do with DC, I think it might be they made the announcement of James Gunn rebooting the universe while they still had films to come out. So, and like I said, this is a good setup movie to move to the next universe, because other than a bunch of Easter eggs that need to be in the DCU, like some of the companies that exist, like Big Belly Burger, what's the name of that city? Pamarella is one of the DC's is one of the cities in the DC universe, and that's one this is the first time we ever really saw on film. It was a real good, nice Miami-ish type city, a coastal city. That it had a good look.
Okay, well, man, let's pause real quick. This is what kills me about some DC stuff. Why can't we just pick this in Miami? I hate their fake cities, dude.
No,
I hate them. Because this is clearly Miami, but we're going to call it Palmetto or whatever.
But Corey, but the thing is, in DC's universe, a city like Miami still exists, but you still have this city. Like Gotham City, you have Gotham City, but New York actually still exists. But that's it's just being faithful to that universe without ruining it.
I get it.
One of the main things I hated about like both Shazam movies is they put that character in Philly, and it's actually Fawcett City that Shazam exists in. You're dealing with
Philly. Give Philly a hero. Give Philly. They ain't got one. Give them a hero. Like this. This is goofy to me, because you could have had the potential. You could have had Flow Rider in this. You could have had Pitbull. You could have had Daddy Yankee. Like you know what I'm saying?
But, I think this is being like more faithful to the comic book universe and stuff.
Give us some real places, man. Dang, it's so goofy. So the next character, they all just got bullshit cities, man. And I don't know, man. I think you're doing a little bit of disservice.
It's being faithful to the comic book universe, because I know if you just put Batman in New York City, motherfuckers would probably flip out. Or putting Superman in.
Well, Gotham is cool in Metropolis, but we don't need a Silver City. You don't need a Central City. We don't need Palmetto City. Like it's goofy.
You need all those cities.
Where's Hawkman from?
You keep
what city is Hawkman in? It's so crazy. Called Feather Town or something. Like it's
Hawkman. I'm thinking he might be in like is he in Bay City or Coast City?
It's goofy, man. It's probably a fake city.
It is. But these things have to exist.
They got to modernize, man. They don't have to.
It's being faithful to that.
We make. Man, how much of this stuff that we watching lately is 100% faithful? It's not, and I feel like if you do put that as an underpinning that they got to be 100% faithful, a lot of it's not going to work out and be as fun as it can be. Like just think about that.
Well, that's part of it being fun. That's part of it being fun is being in a different universe. To where,
but think about that the last Turtles movie. How much they changed with that origin, and it still came out a fun movie. So it's like, I don't think you got to stick to all that. Like you do. It's a holdover.
You do, and if you don't, it's lazy writing.
I can't even go visit Palomino, or what if I want to go see Central City or location where the film was made in? I don't know. It's goofy. It's goofy. I feel like that's a kind of a nerdy holdover.
Yeah, but it's something that has to exist. Just get over it. You need to get over it. Just like whenever Doctor Doom shows up, you just can't throw him in some European country instead of Latveria. I'm just saying. Or better yet, Wakanda.
But that's the thing. There's every character in there. Think about how many characters in New York are in New York though in the Marvel books, man. Like if that was a DC book, all them characters would have had their own cities, and it would have been.
That makes it a little bit interesting because it takes you out of. Well, I put it like this: Wakanda. You have Wakanda. You have like Genosha. You have Latveria. It's several.
Think about that. They only do those really with those countries because you can't really write some of the shit they're writing. If you made Latveria Russia, you might inflame international tensions with some of the shit Doom is doing.
Yeah, but still, it kind of takes you out and it makes it a little bit more fantastic. That's something you have to get over, Corey.
Man,
but overall, I really like how
Blue Beetle was in.
You have
Blue Beetle was in Miami
instead of like rallies or whatever restaurant you want to call that, or you think.
Man, if Blue Beetle was in really Miami, I'd have been fine.
No,
they made him in a place in Texas. No spot in Texas looks like that. That's so goofy to me, dude. The geography is all wrong. That's where the city's supposed to be. It's supposed to be in Texas somewhere, like the Palomino. What was the city? What's the Blue Beetle city, man?
It was a little bit more Miami than anything.
That's what I'm saying. So why not put it in Miami?
No, you don't do that.
It's so goofy to me. It's technically it's a bootleg Austin, but then it is like Miami.
No, it is Miami because they mentioned about the Edge Keys or whatever.
Yeah, that was goofy, bro.
Yeah, you have to have this stuff in there.
I want to say
it was the characters. But overall, like I said, I think that this would. I think what?
No, I'm saying I'd rather would have had Flow Rider than Palomino. But one thing I do like about this film,
there'll be a lot of nerd hate coming your way.
I want to bring it. Let's go.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to say. One thing I do want to say though is I do like the action, how that was presented in this film. Like he's actually, even though he's got all this weaponry and tech, he's kind of still hands-on. Like his tech is connected to his hands in a way that's even more, I think, more intense than a lot of the Iron Man fights. A lot of the early Iron Man fights were just hitting you with his weaponry, his pulsers and lasers, but he's actually going hand to hand with these guys a little bit. And you know what's also weird? Got to give it props for it. There's a moment where this character gets a concussion, and that blew me away because if you look at Iron Man since the first Iron Man film, he should have CTE, right? Like I wouldn't even have Tony Stark as a leader, and they never addressed that because the suit can absorb a lot of damage, but and the forces of gravity. So if the punch,
your sound's going in and out. I think you got to put your mic.
Oh, my bad. Hold up. Make sure we still on. Is my light on? Oh, yeah. So, what I'm saying is the inertia. So his suit can absorb damage and stuff, but the gravity, man, your brain you get punched by the Hulk. You know, it's not just enough to have that suit on. Your brain is still going to snap up the inside of your skull. Yeah. So I like how they address that in that. So that kind of makes the thing a little bit more, down to earth with that. But I did, like I said, I like the fights and the action sequences, especially his adversary. I thought that was a cool guy. He's not the main guy, but he's the main guy's muscle. Yeah, that guy was pretty cool, man, and it's cool too that they took a minute to give him a little origin background, too. So there's some cool stuff in this film, man. Like I said, despite it being a lot of run the mill and stuff like that.
Yeah, and really, Scarab is a little bit more like Green Lantern's ring than it is like a device, like tech. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because he's pretty much formed what he wants to form with just thinking about it, which was real cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was cool, man. That was cool. I like that.
The whole film had a nice look and stuff to it, and I really liked it. But like I said, I just hope we see more of this character. I can't wait to see what James Gunn does with the DCEU. I hope this character's included. And one of the things about it is like I'm still kind of leery about like Aquaman, because we have almost less than 6 months and we haven't seen the trailer.
We ain't seen a trailer yet, bro.
Yeah, that's supposed to be out December 20th.
Yeah, we got 3 months, dude. It's 8/23 today. We got 3 months before Aquaman's out. Less than that. I think around this time.
4 months. Yeah.
But yeah, that is interesting, man. But we'll see. But I don't know if these rumors are correct, but I read somewhere that Blue Beetle was originally supposed to be a Max original.
It was.
So maybe like dude, I think this was a strategic move, man. You're saying maybe we could have had James Gunn working on this stuff quietly until Superman was closer to being ready, but I feel like it was strategic to have him come out and make that announcement, because that, for whatever you take from it, that kind of increased the hype for these remaining 4 films, and I think they probably wrote these off as possibly they're going to come out mostly as losses. So that was an attempt to try to scavenge whatever they could out of these remaining films. I mean, this film right now, I think the box office, they projected 25 million opening weekend, which isn't the greatest for something like this, but at the same time, it might pan out over time, man. I think this is probably going to be a character like for me. Another thing about it, like I think if I was a young kid, if I'm like a 10-year-old, I'm probably going to love this, man. And that's more important than me getting my enjoyment out of it. If you ask me, if we're talking about franchise building and building characters that people can, start to like and build that up. Like I said, man, if you're a kid, you're probably going to love this. But me, having seen so many movies, having seen so many these type of movies, I think, through no fault of my own, it's just how I am. I think my view of how enjoyable this is to me has been tempered with, just because I've seen so much of this stuff. But like I said, if I try to put my mind in like a 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old, they probably got blown out of their socks, bro, watching this. And
I had like lower expectations just because I know that the DCEU is going to get rebooted, but I'm I would be happy to, and I think this character is going to be like one of the ones that's going to go over into the new universe or whatever. I mean, rebooted universe.
Mm-hmm.